Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I am in one of my favorite places on the planet, the Arms and Armor Room at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, alongside Sean. How are you, sir?
How you doing, Adam?
Very good. The last time I was in here, I did a piece to camera about what this room meant to me, and then we got on the Zoom and we were talking, and you were saying this particular piece of armor has a really special meaning for you, and I want you to take me through it.
Yeah, so I grew up in New York City. I grew up just across Central Park on the Upper West Side, so it's about equidistant between the Natural History Museum and the Met. So Arms and Armor galleries and the Northwest Coast galleries, the Natural History Museum were like my haunts.
Yeah.
Came here all the time, and there's a ton of objects in here I love, but this armor in particular stuck out to me when I was a kid, and I had the joy then as an adult, as a professional, of treating that armor later on.
So you got to notice this as a kid and then work on it as a professional.
Oh yeah, and I've been waiting to do that for years. So yeah, let's take a look at it.
We can step over the moat? You can't do this.
Yes, it makes guards
very
angry.
This isn't for you. So do we know whose this armor is?
Yeah, so this was an armor made by, the horse armor and the man's armor are separate, but both made by the same maker. So they're both made by Wolfgang Großschädel, who is probably the great armorer of Landshut in Germany. The man's armor is from about 1535, 1540. The horse armor is dated 1554.
So 10, 15 years later.
Yeah, both made for the same family, if not the same person. It has the coat of arms of the Freiberg family on the chafron. So it was maybe made for the nobleman Pankraz von Freiberg. My passion's for really 15th century armor. So this is actually like late for me.
Okay.
But when I close my eyes and I think of a suit of armor, it is this armor that I picture. And I think some of the details that stuck out to me are like the almost bird-like visor, which you really don't see much. Just the peaks to it, the angles, the really sort of sharp central ridge, the recessed fluting, and then of course, just the absolutely fabulous etching. Following these bands, there are floral and vegetative patterns, and then there are animals, and there are just hidden little scenes in here. So of course, you've got the giant suns in splendor, which decorate.
I didn't even notice this until you pointed out just before we started filming that that's the sun. It's so beautiful, and it's so graphical. If in a way, we're in New York City, and the I Love New York logo was designed by the famous designer Milton Glazer. There's a really particular way in this, which this feels. Milton's style was called the pushpin style, him and a bunch of other designers. This feels like 60s iconography almost in how graphical it is.
Yeah, and it's very charming and whimsical. Like you look in and you've got small animals, and even hidden in here you've got
a little
rabbit
menagerie
blowing a trumpet while riding a lizard.
That is literally a rabbit blowing a trumpet riding a lizard. So it's almost like the maker is doing a little, like enjoying their...
The etcher's having a lot of fun with this one.
You can feel the fun.
Yeah, and there's some humorous bits in here too. Like if you go around the back here, you've got these sort of naked dancing babies decorating the backs of the pauldrons.
Muscular naked dancing babies.
The gorget, which unfortunately you can't see, is a large man where it appears that his belly is the bagpipes. And so it might be Cheska Kirchhoff from the Detroit was saying that it might be a don't be a blowhard. Because this is a thing that no one else would see except the owner.
Right.
So this is just like a hidden detail just for the owner. No one outside would have seen it. So really, absolutely, both the man's armor and the horse armor, absolutely fantastic.
The armor themselves wasn't hand building every piece. They had a shop and employees and other people working for them.
Large workshop. And the etcher is different from, the etcher is separate from the armor.
Right.
And then the polisher is a whole nother, there's a separate person who does all the polishing. So a lot of these armors, you'll find, tick marks in them showing which order the lames are supposed to go into. They'll have marks on the inside saying which goes to which armor, because you have multiple armors
my gosh,
passing between craftsmen. So this is, I say Wolfgang Großschädel, I'm sure he swung a hammer in this, but he is the overseer of the workshop. It's his mark that's on the armor. But this would have been a team. I don't know if it's 8 people, I don't know if it's 6 people or 12, but it's the product of a whole workshop and then multiple craftsmen.
That makes it even more amazing, because it feels like such a personal approach. There feels like such a point of view in how it's all decorated. So my question was, do you know how many suits of armor that shop might have made per year? Was it
that I don't
5, 20? Do we know?
Probably quite a bit. The
yeah.
output of these shops seems to be impressive. Also, the inventories of, you have a shop, how many things, each room, the number of armor parts that happen to be in each room of these shops is impressive. Their single craftsmen are accepting orders for, obviously a full garniture for man and horse, but then could also be saying, I'm going to do 80 armors for a man-at-arms or something like that. Some of these are then subcontracted.
Right.
So we know that like a wealthy armorer might get the contract and then subcontract to smaller, less wealthy armorers in their own shops to make other parts of it. So we don't actually know a lot about, from start to finish, how long it would take him to make this.
It just feels like such a singular point of view in a way.
And you get that sense. So we know there's another armorer, Anton Pfeffenhauser, who is the big armorer of Augsburg in his day, and he's taking insanely large contracts. And all the armor we can attribute to him really does look like his style, even though some of it must be made by some contractors.
Right.
So he is sort of the art director, if you think of it that way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What was the work that was required that you did on this piece, on this set?
Yeah, so this armor had been on view since 1991. When it and the horse armor went on view, they're doing the whole renovation of the galleries. They didn't have time to even redo this. So this represents then even a previous generations of work.
Okay.
So these straps were pretty old by the time we got to it, and we were having some problems.
Like hanging it, like the straps were wearing out?
Straps were snapping.
Oh, wow.
So we had the pauldron up there. At one point, there's a strap inside had pulled off its rivets, and so the whole arm just kind of slumped down.
Oh.
We'd wired it back up, and then it came time, because we're going to be redoing our galleries again.
Yeah.
We're having they've already been made, beautiful new horse mannequins made by sculptor David Hayes, and our new mannequins that are going to be a little more dynamic than this. And so we needed to fit it to the mannequins, and just taking this armor off, all the exterior straps, every single one, pop, all of them snapped.
That's gotta be intense.
And a very exciting opportunity for me, because I get to work on one of my favorite armors.
Were you thinking that at the very moment?
Absolutely.
Oh, so you're both like, shit. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. For years, I've been like, when we get to those armors, Ted, Groschädel's mine. Groschädel's mine.
That's
I really
so
wanted to work
cool.
on it.
You had so much time to think about it.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. So that's some pretty mixed feelings when those straps started going. But when now we start to fit him on the mannequin, and now this armor has had a bit of a life. It is important to me, but it has not been untouched previously.
Right.
So like the gauntlets are restorations. There was some changes made to it a long time ago, probably in the 18th century, a little in the 19th century. That then when we go to put it on the horse mannequin, it was just not right. We couldn't get the hand to hold the lance right because the gauntlets weren't made correctly. There was no lateral movement in the gauntlets. These tassets had hinges on it. So it was originally not held by hinges. It was like sliding rivets.
Right.
A previous restoration, they punched new holes in to put hinges in that then when it's standing look beautiful. They clearly designed it to be standing.
On
a horse, it just kicks you could fit your hand in between the fold here and the tassets. Didn't line up at all with the leg armor. Now, it doesn't really work on this mannequin, but on a proper mannequin, this will become one continuous plate. There'll be no gap there. They just sock it together perfectly. Old mannequin. So I'm sorry you're not seeing it in its final product yet. So we, that piece had popped off inside the pauldron. We realized one of the arms was riveted on wrong, so it could only turn inside. It couldn't turn outside.
Oh my God.
So we were just realizing that there was a whole bunch of problems.
The list gets bigger and bigger.
And we realized, okay, this is the time. So I had to remove a lot of rivets. Those rivets were very hardly peened in, so it's like drilling it out slowly without damaging the plate. It's a risk of skipping out. So very time-intensive work. Completely disassembled the right gauntlet and re-riveted all of the lames with incredibly tiny little rivets just to give it a little bit more lateral motion so it could try and hold that lance just a little bit more accurately.
That was the left one or the right one?
The right one.
Okay.
Redid the right pauldron, but then with a giant super washer on it with a hook so we could lace the arm up to that, and then that's totally stable. Nothing's hanging on old leathers.
I'm noticing here a sliding attachment here. It looks like the whole leg could come off.
Yeah, so this is part of a large garniture.
Yeah.
We would have exchange pieces for use in the field and in the tournament. One of the other helmets and an extra visor, so 2 visors and a helmet survives in the Wallace collection. And that one's great because the neck is decorated with the collar of a hunting dog. So as if the wearer is being restrained, it's like
very cool.
Yeah, very cool. So you would have been able to pop these off and exchange them for different tassets, or different cuisses, sorry.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, just absolutely fabulous armor.
And this sits rent-free in your head as armor.
Yeah, this is it. Like, close your eyes. What do you picture? It's this armor.
If you were to wear a suit, would you want to wear this one, or is there?
Well, Pancrase von Freiberg was a thin man. I'm not fitting in this one, but
for you, I mean,
yeah, I got to pick. I mean, some restorations maybe wouldn't be so comfortable, but yeah, I mean, this is what armor should be in my mind.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see why you love it. I'm always fascinated by you guys, how much time you get to spend touching these things so carefully made by people, right? Mm-hmm. That it connects you to them. And this one feels like such a clear maker, right? It's like,
yeah. He is my favorite armorer. I've gotten to work on other pieces by him as well. I mean, it's just like getting to work on one of his pieces is just like, it is an experience in and of itself. It's like, oh yes, I get to work on a Gorge.
You learn new things. You occasionally see his approach might be different in certain ways.
It's getting lost and in the details,
yeah.
and like being able to hold it an inch from your face and being like, oh, look what he did here. Oh, look at that little thing. And again,
knowing that this person's obsessed about that thing.
He must have
300 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get over this like floating Pikachu star on his head. Sean, thank you so much for walking me through this. I get it. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for watching that video. If while watching any of my videos you like any of the t-shirts that you see me wearing, well, you can go buy them. And there's two places you can get them. First, you can go to tested-store.com, a web address that my crew laughs is one of the hardest things for me to remember in my whole brain. But now they've given me a second URL. You can now go to adamsavage.com and buy any of the t-shirts you see me wearing on this channel. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff there too. Thanks.